Good day everyone, this is Teacher Nori. In this video, we are going to discuss about the reproductive parts of plants and its function, and flowering and non-flowering plants. First, let us discuss the reproductive parts of plants and its function. The parts of a plant can be grouped into two, reproductive and vegetative. The vegetative parts are the stem, leaves, and roots, while the reproductive parts are the flowers, fruits, and seeds. Plants can reproduce sexually and asexually, just like some animals. Plants can reproduce asexually through its vegetative parts. Some of the ways that plants can reproduce asexually are by corm, which is a vertical, fleshy underground stem that acts as food storage structure in certain seed plants. Examples of these are banana, gladiola, and crocus. The second way is through bulbs. Bulbs are underground food storage organs with fleshy leaves that store food and can grow and develop into new plants. Examples of these are onions, tulips, and daffodils. The third way is by tubers. Tubers are fleshy underground storage structures composed of enlarged parts of the stem. It makes buds that grow on its surface, with each bud becoming a new plant. Examples of tubers are potatoes, ube, and gabi. Next one are the rhizomes. Rhizomes are horizontal underground stems that grows and develops a new vertical stem at certain critical points. Examples of these are ginger and lily of the valley. Stolons. Stolons or runners are special slender horizontal stem that runs along the ground, giving rise to roots and aerial branches at nodes. Examples of plants that can reproduce through stolons are strawberries and grasses. The main reproductive part of a plant is the flower. The flower has a male and female part. The male part is the stamen, which is made up of the anther and the filament. The anther is where the pollen grains or the male sex cells of the flowers are stored. The female part is called the pistil, and the pistil is made up of the stigma, the style, and the ovary. The ovary is where the ovules, which are the female sex cells, are held. The other parts of the flower are the sepals, which protects the unopened flower. The petals are the brightly colored and scented part, which attracts insects for pollination of the flower. And then we also have the nectary, which produces a sugary solution called nectar, which also attracts insects and other animals. This is an illustration showing the different parts of a flower. As you can see here, the pistil, which is the female part of the flower, is made up of the stigma, which is a sticky opening that pollens get attached to. And then you have the style, which connects the stigma to the ovary, and the ovary, where the ovule is held or contained. And then here we have the stamen, which is the male part of the flower, and it's made up of the anther, where pollen grains are contained or stored, and the filament, which lifts the anther up and makes it closer to the stigma. We also have the petals. These are the colorful part of the flower. It sometimes have scents which can attract insects and animals. And then we have the sepal, the one that protects the flower when it is still a bud. And then the ovule, which is the female sex cell of the flower. The receptacle where the nectary is located. And the stalk, which connects the flower to the rest of the plant. Our second topic is the flowering and non-flowering plants. First, we have the seed-bearing plants. Seed-bearing plants can be grouped into two, flowering and non-flowering. Flowering plants reproduce through seeds and are called angiosperms. Some plants produce only a flower with male parts. These are called staminates, while plants that produce only female flowers with female parts are called pistillates. The second group of seed-bearing plants are the gymnosperms. Gymnosperms literally means naked seeds, as the seeds are not encased in an ovary. The seeds are exposed on leaf-like structure called bracts. This group includes conifers, cycads, ginkgos, and gnetophytes. Just like flowering plants, some gymnosperms produce cones that are only male and female. Spore-bearing plants. Spore-bearing plants are called sporophytes. This group of plants includes moss, horsetail, liverworts, and ferns. Spores are reproductive cells capable of developing into a new individual without fusion with another cell. The spore-generating organs are frequently located on the underside of the leaves, just like what we see here on the background. They thrive in moist or wet places like edges of swamp or lakes. Just like seed-bearing plants, spores can be spread by wind and water. And that is the end of our video. Thank you for watching. Until next time.